Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T, and if true crime is your jam, and like me you enjoy delving into unsolved cases, trying to figure out who done it, please consider subscribing. Also, if you enjoy my videos, please hit that like button. June 15th, 2021. On the morning of June 15th, 5-year-old Summer Wells is alive and well, at least according to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, her mother, father, grandmother, and 3 brothers. It's a hot, humid day with a high of 91 degrees Fahrenheit. Summer climbs into her grandmother, Candy Harrer's Silverado truck. She sits in the back. She's wearing a tank top with a skirt, which will later serve as her swimming suit. Summer and her mother, Candace Bly, are driving Summer's grandmother, Candy Harrer, to the Holston Valley Medical Center, 25 minutes away in Kingsport, Tennessee. Harrer is claiming that her artificial knee is causing her pain. According to Candace Bly's ex-friend Allie Harris, Harrer's knee hurts because the Wells 3 boys were kicking it during a trip to Gatlinburg. It is believed that Harrer was dropped off at the medical center around 8:30 a.m. According to Candace, after dropping her mother off, she and Summer visit 15-year-old H, who lives in Kingsport. That would be Allie Harris's son. Whether Allie is awake when Candace and Summer come over is up for debate. When Grandis calls to be picked up, H accompanies Candace and Summer to pick her up at the medical center. While at the medical center, Harrer receives a shot in the knee for the pain and swelling, as well as a prescription. The order of events that allegedly transpire after Grandis is picked up from the medical center depends on whom you believe. There were 2 stops at a Walgreens near Warriors Path State Park, once to drop off a prescription for Harrer through the drive-thru, and a second time to pick up the filled prescription. Note that Walgreens told Candace it would take 30 minutes to fill. The prescription is said to have been either dropped off or picked up at 12:30 p.m., according to Chris McDonough of the interview room. At some point, according to Candace Bly and H, there was a stop at a discount tobacco store to buy cigarettes and twisted tea. Candace says she bought 1 twisted tea for her mother. However, according to H, Candy Harrer didn't drink the twisted tea. H did. Note that there's 5% alcohol in a can of twisted hard iced tea. There was a stop at the hippie house. At the latter, Candace purchased 3 vapes. She says they were blue Skittles-flavored vapes. There's a visit to a fishing hole near Warriors Path State Park where Summer and H splash around in knee-deep water. Supposedly, Summer and H are the only 2 who get in the water. H says Summer went under the surface for a spell, but he isn't sure how long. Candace says Summer just dipped her head in and then popped right back up. In my opinion, because both Candace and H are talking about Summer going under the water, that likely happened. The only question is who's telling the truth about how long the little girl was under the water. Note that an article that was published 2 days ago on June 13th, 2022 in the Rogersville Review, written by staff writer Allison F. Goley, quotes Candace Bly as saying this about the Walgreens and swimming hole excursions. They said it'd be about 30 minutes at most. So we were like, well, instead of sitting here in the car where it's hot, it was baking hot, we'll just go to the Warriors and let Summer swim for a little while. Like I said, we weren't even planning on going swimming or fishing or anything. End quote. This same article goes on to say this. The 3 swam in the cove just south of the park's horse stables, and it was here that one of the last videos of Summer was shot. This video has been the subject of much internet speculation and conspiracies, alleging that Summer went under the water and the boy dove in to save her. However, Candace told the review that this did not happen. End quote. So for me, this is the first time I've heard Candace say that she got in the water with Summer and H. So the story about the fishing hole has suddenly changed. Now Candace is also swimming. For me, this is a WTF moment, something that begs for follow-up. I hope law enforcement asks Candace to clarify whether she swam in the fishing hole along with Summer and H that day. According to Candace, after the fishing hole, they pick up the prescription. Then, because it's hot, they supposedly drive to the nearby Sonic for slushies. After that, they drive to the priceless grocery store, where Candace says that she and her mother spend about 5 minutes inside. H, on the other hand, says that Candace and Grandis are inside the store for about an hour. In my opinion, because both Candace and H are talking about the priceless grocery store, I believe they did go there. The question once again is, who is telling the truth about how long Candace and Grandis spent inside the grocery store? Was it 5 minutes or an hour? Who's telling the truth and who's lying? Why is that person lying? There's a huge difference between 5 minutes and an hour. So we can't put this down to a bad memory. While Candace and Grandis shop, H and Summer wait in the hot truck. According to Allie and H, Candace then drops H off at his house around 2:30 p.m. Whether H arrives home intoxicated is up for debate, because in one interview, Allie Harris has said he was sober when he came home, but she later says that he was intoxicated. I tend to believe the latter. Candace, Grandis, and Summer then head for home. Remember, this drive should take about 25 minutes if you go straight to 110 Ben Hill Road. However, that is not what happened. On the way home, Candace is believed to have stopped for gas at a local gas station and at a Dollar General store. Then, at 3:09 p.m., Candace posts the video and photo of Summer dressed in a long-sleeved jacket. Summer appears to be sleeping, slouched over 2 gallons of milk. The three likely arrive home to 110 Ben Hill Road sometime between 3:15 and 3:30 p.m. What truly happens after that is anyone's guess. Candace will tell you that they carried groceries into the house, sorted them, and then put them away. Grandis supposedly did the same in her trailer. Candace also claims that she did a load of laundry, and she makes a big point to say how much laundry her family of 4 children generates. Then Candace claims she sees her mother sitting on the stairs to her trailer, saying that they need to plant or transplant either flowers or cacti. Note that Candy Horror told Ansley Daniel of WJHL that she takes a nap right after she arrives home to her trailer that day. Who to believe, Candace or Grandis? Candace says that it is around 5:30 p.m. when Summer is said to be helping plant the flowers or cacti, and she's putting rocks and even some of her Paw Patrol figurines into the planters. She's helping plant the flowers or cacti about 20 feet from her house. According to Candace and Grandis, the 3 of them then wash their hands using a jug of water. Then Grandis gives Summer a peppermint candy. Next, Summer tells her mother that she wants to go back to the house to play with her brothers. Candace says that she walks Summer close to the front door and watches her 5-year-old go inside. But instead of playing with her brothers, Summer supposedly goes straight downstairs to play with her toys. Candace says that she then fixes her mother's knee brace, and within 2 to 5 minutes, when she goes inside the house and asks where Summer is, the 3 boys say she's downstairs. However, according to Candace, when she goes downstairs to look for Summer, Summer's gone. Candace says she's a hot mess at this point and she searches everywhere for Summer. She then calls her husband Don Wells when she can't find Summer, and he tells her to call 911. However, it is believed that Don Wells was the one who reported his daughter missing at 6:23 p.m. The 911 dispatch operator either hears that the mother went for a walk and 10 minutes later the 4-year-old was gone, or the 911 dispatch operator misunderstands what Don Wells has said, because Candace will later tell reporters that she never goes for walks or runs around her home because she's afraid of the bears, snakes, and coyotes, or coyotes as they say in some parts of the United States. According to Merriam-Webster's, both are acceptable. Candace says that she then went down and told her neighbors that Summer was missing and asked them to help her look for her. Candace also sends her boys out to look in the 11-acre property. Candace then drives around the area toward a nearby church and back. The Hawkins County Sheriff's Office will state in a press conference that Summer was last seen outside her home. The police arrive and begin searching. Rescue agencies search throughout the night. Helicopters hover over the area looking for a needle in a haystack. Live scent dogs and cadaver dogs are brought in. One of the dogs allegedly stops at the feet of the Wells neighbor, Jody Sue Brown, who was helping to search for Summer. At midnight, the TBI releases an endangered child alert for Summer. Shortly after 11 a.m. on June 16th, the TBI changes the endangered child alert to an Amber Alert. A 13-day full-scale search ensues. It is widely believed that something happened to Summer between 3:30 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. Whether that was being abducted by a stranger off the property where she lived, wandering off the property of her own accord, or an accident, we don't know. Only those who were there that day can know that. Note that most retired detectives on YouTube, including Chris McDonough and Duty Ron, agree that the stranger abduction theory is highly unlikely due to the remote nature of the property, its steep incline, its thick brush, and its many roaming, sometimes barking dogs. Also, some question the wandering off theory because Summer was barefoot and the thick brush would have been difficult for her to navigate. In addition, her mother has said Summer never went far from her house and swing. However, some have claimed that this was untrue and that Summer had been seen wandering off the family property from time to time. Again, who to believe? Dave Rader of EquiSearch Midwest says they would likely have found Summer if she had wandered off. So what really happened to Summer Wells? Again, no one other than those involved really knows. The rest of us continue to dig for every detail to add pieces to the perplexing puzzle. However, when a child is gone for a year, one has to consider the worst possibility, and that is that Summer is likely deceased. It's a devastating thought, and one no one wants to consider. The question now is, where is she? If she is indeed deceased, where is her body? And if the parents know, how could they leave their little one out in the elements? Is Don's fear of prison enough to have him dump his daughter somewhere without a proper grave or headstone? Probably his fear is enough. Is Candace equally fearful of the repercussions if she were to be found negligent in some manner, which led to Summer's demise? Probably her fear is enough. And would Summer's grandmother, Candy Harr, go along with such a scheme to protect her daughter? Probably she would. It took her many months before she spoke to the press about her missing granddaughter. Let's pray that Summer is in a beautiful place, surrounded by love, a place where harm can never again reach her. We have all fallen in love with you, Summer Moon, Utah Wells. Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories.